In financial history, few corporate disasters shook the economy like Enron. It wasn't just a company. It was a symbol of how money, power, and manipulation can rewrite the rules of capitalism itself. At the dawn of the 21st century, Enron was the darling of Wall Street. It was young, loud, and revolutionary. A so-called financial innovator, transforming energy into a tradable commodity. The media adored it. The politicians celebrated it. Investors worshipped it. But behind those glowing headlines lay a darker truth, one that would redefine corporate trust forever. This is the story of Enron, a financial empire built on illusions, a $74 billion company that collapsed under the weight of its own lies. In the 1980s, America's energy economy was changing fast. Ronald Reagan's deregulation policies opened markets that had once been tightly controlled. Electricity and natural gas, once stable, predictable sectors, became opportunities for speculation. Enter Kenneth Lay, an economist with a PhD and a dream, to turn energy into something that could be bought and sold like money itself. In 1985, Lay merged two struggling gas companies to form Enron Corporation, headquartered in Houston, Texas. He promised to revolutionize how the world traded energy, not by owning pipelines, but by creating markets for it. It was a brilliant pitch. Enron positioned itself as the Goldman Sachs of energy. And investors loved it. By 1990, Enron's stock had doubled. By 1996, it had quintupled. And by 2000, the company was listed as America's seventh largest corporation, valued at over $70 billion. The dream looked unstoppable. Behind Enron's glittering success were two men who mastered the art of financial illusion, Jeffrey Skilling and Andrew Fastow. Skilling, a Harvard-trained MBA, was a believer in mark-to-market accounting. It meant Enron could record potential future profits as current income, even if the deal hadn't earned a cent yet. Imagine signing a 10-year contract today and booking all the profit right now. That's how Enron looked so profitable. It monetized the future. Andrew Fastow, the CFO, took the illusion one step further. He created hundreds of special purpose entities, SPEs, fake shell companies used to hide Enron's debt and inflate its earnings. It was corporate wizardry. Debt went off the books, losses vanished, and profits looked immaculate. Wall Street didn't ask questions. Analysts saw perfect growth and rising profits. Magazines named Enron America's most innovative company 6 years in a row. But the innovation wasn't in energy. It was in financial deception. By the late 1990s, Enron wasn't just an energy company. It was a religion of finance. Inside its glass towers in Houston, employees called themselves the smartest guys in the room. Every quarter had to beat Wall Street's expectations. If you missed earnings, you were out. Greed became gospel. Traders made millions betting on energy prices, sometimes manipulating supply just to raise profits. In California, Enron traders literally shut down power plants to create artificial shortages, spiking electricity prices by 800%. They nicknamed one scheme Death Star. And it worked for a while. Enron's reported profits soared to billions. Its stock reached $90 per share. Employees were encouraged to pour their entire retirement savings into Enron stock. The company even banned selling shares during blackout periods, locking workers' money inside a ticking time bomb. In that moment, finance became faith and faith became blindness. Enron's deception was so complex that even insiders struggled to grasp it. Each special purpose entity had a cheerful name: Raptor, Jedi, Chuco, LJM. But they all existed for one reason: to bury billions in debt. Fastow secretly managed these entities himself, earning millions in hidden kickbacks. Meanwhile, the board of directors looked the other way, trusting the brilliance of their CFO. The auditors, Arthur Andersen LLP, one of the world's largest accounting firms, helped polish the illusion. Instead of questioning Enron's numbers, they approved them. Why? Because Enron was their biggest client, bringing in $52 million a year in fees. Even the banks joined in. JP Morgan, Citigroup and Merrill Lynch structured fake loans disguised as energy trades, helping Enron inflate cash flow. Everyone profited, as long as the illusion held. By mid-2001, cracks began to show. Analysts started asking questions about Enron's cash flow. Despite massive profits, The company wasn't generating real money. Then came the Wall Street Journal expose on Fastow's secret partnerships. Investors panicked. Enron's stock plummeted from $90 to under $10 in weeks. On October 16, 2001, Enron admitted to overstating earnings by $586 million. Weeks later, it announced another $1.2 billion in hidden losses. Confidence collapsed. Banks cut credit lines. Employees watched their pensions disappear. And on December 2, 2001, Enron filed for bankruptcy. It was the largest corporate collapse in American history at the time. The fallout was devastating. 20,000 employees lost their jobs. Investors lost over $74 billion. Arthur Andersen, the 90-year-old accounting titan, was convicted of obstruction of justice and collapsed soon after. Executives faced trial. Fastow pled guilty. Skilling received 24 years in prison. Kenneth Lay died before sentencing. Enron became a dirty word, shorthand for financial fraud, corporate greed, and the dangers of unregulated innovation. But the story didn't end in 2001. It triggered sweeping reforms, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, demanding transparency and CEO accountability. The SEC increased oversight of off-balance sheet entities, and auditors faced strict independence rules. Yet 2 decades later, the same patterns repeat. Enron wasn't about numbers, and it was about belief. People believed the illusion because it was profitable to believe. Banks made money, analysts earned bonuses, and regulators feared rocking the boat. Every financial system runs on one fragile resource: trust. When trust becomes a product, collapse becomes inevitable. Today's markets, from crypto to AI finance, echo Enron's playbook: hype, opacity, and the belief that growth can be manufactured from thin air. But history whispers a warning. If profits look too perfect, someone is cooking the books. Enron's fall reminds us that innovation without integrity is just another bubble waiting to burst. Because in the end, money doesn't vanish, and it only moves from those who believe to those who understand. This is Enron, the illusion of wealth that became the cost of trust. If you want to understand how finance, history, and human psychology collide, subscribe to Financial History Chronicles. Because every collapse begins as a miracle.